This crochet pattern is absolutely amazing, and the moment you begin working on it, you can feel that it is different from the rest. It does not rush you and it does not intimidate you. Instead, it welcomes you quietly, inviting your hands to slow down and your mind to settle. Crochet has always been more than a craft. It is a language spoken through yarn, a conversation between patience and creativity. And this pattern speaks that language with warmth and clarity from the very first stitch. There is something special about the way this pattern begins. The foundation feels gentle, steady, and reassuring, like the opening lines of a story you know you will love. Each stitch connects naturally to the next, forming a base that feels strong without being stiff. As your hook moves, you begin to understand that this pattern is designed to support you, not challenge you unnecessarily. It builds confidence quietly, allowing even hesitant hands to trust themselves and continue. I remember the first time I truly understood the power of a crochet pattern like this. It was during a quiet season of life, when days felt heavy and evenings felt long. I had yarn sitting untouched in a basket, colors chosen with hope but never used. One evening, I picked up my hook and followed this pattern slowly. At first, it felt like just something to pass the time, but before I realized it, the rhythm of the stitches began to calm me. With every loop pulled through, something inside me softened. This pattern has a rhythm that feels almost musical. Once you find it, your hands move in harmony, repeating the motions with ease. Stitch after stitch, row after row, it creates a texture that is both simple and rich. The design does not rely on complexity to impress. Instead, it uses balance. It knows when to repeat and when to change, keeping your attention without overwhelming you. That balance is what makes this crochet pattern absolutely amazing. As the fabric grows, you begin to notice how the stitches interact with one another. They lean gently together, creating depth and dimension. Light plays across the surface, highlighting the texture in a way that feels intentional and elegant. It is the kind of pattern that looks beautiful from every angle, whether spread out flat or draped naturally. Each stitch seems to belong exactly where it is, as if it always knew it would end up there. What makes this pattern even more remarkable is how forgiving it is. Small mistakes blend into the design, becoming part of its character rather than flaws. This is a powerful lesson, especially for beginners. It teaches that perfection is not required for beauty. It reminds you that progress matters more than precision, and that creativity thrives when fear is removed from the process. I once watched a young woman learn this pattern for the first time. Her hands trembled slightly as she worked, her stitches uneven and her tension uncertain. She apologized often, as if the yarn could judge her, but the pattern held steady. It did not fall apart or punish her learning curve. Slowly, her hands grew more confident, her stitches became smoother, and her apologies turned into quiet smiles. By the time she finished, she was proud, not just of the piece, but of herself. This crochet pattern is absolutely amazing because it grows with you. It meets you where you are and gently guides you forward. Beginners find it approachable and encouraging. Experienced crocheters find it soothing and satisfying. No matter your skill level, it offers something valuable. It does not demand constant attention or intense concentration, yet it rewards care and presence generously. The versatility of this pattern is another reason it stands out. It adapts beautifully to different yarns and colors. Soft cotton creates a light, airy feel, perfect for warm spaces and delicate pieces. Wool adds warmth and structure, turning the pattern into something cozy and substantial. Acrylic blends bring durability and ease of care, making the finished piece practical for everyday use. The pattern respects the yarn, allowing its qualities to shine rather than overpowering them. Color choice transforms this pattern in remarkable ways. In neutral tones, it feels calm, timeless, and elegant. In bright colors, it becomes playful and expressive. Variegated yarns create subtle surprises within the texture, adding depth without distraction. No matter the palette, the pattern holds its integrity, making each version feel unique while remaining unmistakably itself. There is a quiet joy in watching this pattern take shape. It does not reveal everything at once. Instead, it unfolds gradually, rewarding patience. Halfway through the project, you often pause just to admire the fabric growing beneath your hands. There is pride in that moment, a gentle reminder that creation takes time, and time spent creating is never wasted. This pattern carries emotional weight in the best way. It absorbs the mood of the maker, becoming a silent record of moments spent stitching. Happy days leave lightness in the work. Difficult days leave resilience. When you hold the finished piece, you are holding more than yarn. You are holding hours of thought, quiet reflection, and steady effort. I once knew an older woman who used this pattern to make blankets for new babies in her community. She worked slowly, her hands worn with years of crafting, yet her stitches were steady and sure. She said the pattern reminded her of life itself, repeating yet always moving forward. Each blanket carried a wish, she said, a hope stitched into every row. Parents who received them felt that care immediately, even if they didn't know how to explain it. This crochet pattern is absolutely amazing in how well it holds its shape. Once finished and gently blocked, the stitches settle beautifully. The edges smooth out, and the texture becomes more defined. It looks polished and intentional, as if it were made by practiced hands, even when it isn't. This makes it especially satisfying to complete, because the final result feels rewarding and complete. In the home, pieces made with this pattern feel natural and welcoming. A throw draped over a chair invites rest. A cushion cover adds warmth and softness to a room. Even small decorative items made with this pattern feel thoughtful and intentional. They do not demand attention, yet they are noticed. They contribute to a sense of comfort that cannot be bought or rushed. This pattern shines especially when used for gifts. Giving someone something made with it feels meaningful. You're offering more than an object. You are offering time, patience, and care. People sense that immediately. They touch the fabric, wrap themselves in it, or place it somewhere special, and it becomes part of their daily life. The pattern creates connection, not just between stitches, but between people. Working this pattern during quiet moments feels particularly special. Early mornings when the world is still, late evenings when the day finally slows, afternoons softened by rain. The steady movement of the hook becomes grounding, thoughts settle, breathing deepens. Crochet has always been a form of gentle meditation, and this pattern enhances that feeling effortlessly. As the final rows approach, emotions often mix. There is excitement at seeing the piece nearly complete, and a subtle sadness that the journey is ending. You finish the last stitch, fasten off the yarn, and weave in the ends carefully. Holding the finished work, you feel satisfaction that goes beyond accomplishment. You feel calm, grounded, and quietly proud. This crochet pattern is absolutely amazing because it respects the maker. It does not overwhelm or diminish your effort. It collaborates with you. Each finished piece feels personal, even when made from the same instructions. That individuality is what separates a good pattern from a great one. It allows room for expression without losing its identity. In a world that often values speed over care, this pattern gently reminds us to slow down. It teaches that repetition can be comforting, that progress does not need to be rushed, and that beauty often grows quietly. Crochet has always been more than the final product. It is about the process, the moments, and the meaning created along the way. This pattern carries that philosophy beautifully. It transforms yarn into something useful, but it also transforms time into something meaningful. It turns idle moments into memories and effort into warmth. Long after the hook is set down and the yarn is put away, the feeling remains, steady and reassuring. So when someone says this crochet pattern is absolutely amazing, they are not exaggerating. They are recognizing the care woven into its design. They are acknowledging the way it supports creativity, encourages patience, and rewards persistence. They are honoring a pattern that understands the heart of crochet itself. And when you hold a finished piece made from this pattern, you understand fully. The texture, the weight, the warmth, all come together in a quiet confirmation. This was worth the time. This was worth the effort. This was worth every stitch.